Redline logbook here for Danmachi skills part 7. And the first skill we're going to be talking about is one of Ottar's skills, Vana Argantor. This skill allows Ottar to activate his beastification anytime he wishes, which is such an insane power for him to have, because for animal people, their beastification is their most powerful they can become. The catch is, each one of them has a different rule that activates their beastification. For example, werewolves beastify under a full moon. We don't know what boar people, which is what Ottar is, but he's able to bypass this altogether and just choose to go into beastification. And of course, going to beastification increases all of your stats to an insane degree. In fact, it increases Ottar so much that he actually levels up. Yes, Ottar has the ability to become a pseudo level 8 anytime he wants. And this isn't just, oh well, he gains the power of a level 8. No. He has the physical power of a level 8 at this point. During the war game, he was able to fight against 3 level 7s and a level 6. Because, thanks to Haruhime, Haidin, Mamma Mia, and Ryu went from level 6 to level 7, and Bell went from a level 5 to a level 6. And when this fight was all said and done, he defeated all 3 of the level 7s, Mamma Mia, Ryu, and Haidin. The only one left standing was Bell, and that's only because Bell has Argonaut, and so he blasted Ottar with a 20-second charged Argonaut firebolt at point-blank range. Even then, that didn't take Ottar out. He actually walked for a bit before he finally fell to his knees, and he told Bell he's going to rest for 5 minutes, and then he'll be able to take Bell out. That's right, the man fought 3 level 7s and a level 6 Bell, got hit by a Argonaut charged firebolt, and all he needed was a 5-minute rest. Being a level 8 is just built different. Now, this ability also has a major weakness though. It rapidly sucks his stamina and his mind, which means as soon as he uses his ability, he's quickly being drained of all of his power, and he's slowly weakening throughout the entire fight. Luckily for Ottar, he has a second skill that complements the first, Stortus Ottar. This skill gives him the development abilities, Healing Power, and Spirit Healing. Now, we technically don't know what Healing Power does, because it's never been written down in any data books, but thanks to context clues, we can probably figure out what it does. And the first clue is Spirit Healing, the other development ability he gained from this skill. Spirit Healing allows the user to automatically regain mind as they use their magic. This doesn't mean it's impossible for them to run out of mind, but definitely helps extend the amount of magic they're able to use. But for Ottar, this skill specifically helps out with his first skill, Vana Argantor, because as I said before, it zaps his mind. So having the development ability Spirit Healing allows him to regain as much mind as he can as he's burning through it with his first skill. As I said before, he doesn't just burn through mind when using his first skill, he also burns through his stamina. So this is where the context clues come from. If Spirit Healing restores his mind, then most likely Healing Power restores his stamina, once again allowing him to continue fighting for a longer period of time, because as his stamina is worn down, he's able to regain it. And we're not done with Stortus Ottar. It actually has another ability. As long as he fulfills a condition, this condition being fighting, so as long as he's fighting, this skill also increases the power of all of his development abilities. That includes his Spirit Healing and his Healing Power, which in turn further allows him to use his first ability longer, stay into beastification longer, and fight even harder. And if you think that Ottar's stacked enough on his compounding of his power, well, there's one more ability this skill has. So that ability to increase all development abilities, yeah, it gets stronger the higher his stats are. So this ability is already powerful when he's a level 7, but when he goes into beastification to a level 8, this skill, Status Ottar, increases his development abilities even further. Yes, it's just compounding power on top of power on top of power. That is how you become the strongest in all of Auroreo. Okay, we're moving on to a new character with a new skill, that being Zard skill, Deus Ambrosia. This skill allows Zard to eat things to become more powerful. Let it be humans, monsters, animals, minerals, it doesn't matter. He consumes it to get stronger. Now, anything that he consumes will make him stronger, but the increase is relative to what he is consuming. For example, something that would be worthless for him to consume are maggots, which he has done before. He says that he's eaten maggots as in the bug and also weak adventurers. As a result of eating both of these things, his increase in power was negligible, to the point where it didn't even matter to him. All he got was a disgusting taste in his mouth. But if he consumes something worth eating, then he can get a massive increase in power. The greatest he was able to accomplish was eating the skin of the Behemoth, one of the 3 grand quests, and by doing this, he was able to gain the power of a level 9. That's right, Zard in his prime could reach a level 9. Yes, when Zard was at his most powerful, he was able to reach the power of a level 9. Unfortunately for Zard, this would be the last time he could use this skill because the skin of the Behemoth was severely poisonous. But of course, this also reveals a second ability this skill gives, which is having an iron stomach. So for example, Zard was able to outdrink Garth many times in a drinking contest. Garth is a dwarf. That should be impossible. In fact, Shakti was even surprised hearing this. Yes, the man had immunity to alcohol, drugs, and poisons, which when we get back to the Behemoth, that was the first time a poison actually affected him and was actually killing him. He should have died instantly after consuming the flesh, but thanks to his skill, it slowed down the poison long enough for him to live for a few more years. Unfortunately, it rotted away his organs to the point where he actually couldn't eat. So when I said that was the last time he could use this skill, I meant it. That was it. He had no organs to digest his food anymore. And the next skill we're going to talk about is the one for Alfia, Gift Blessing. This ability allows Alfia to, at any time she feels like it, go into Limit Off. For those of you who don't know what Limit Off is, this is the ability that Bell was able to use to kill the Black Goliath. The Black Goliath was a level 5 monster. Bell was a level 2, combined his Argonaut skill, full charge, with a weapon from the deep floors, specifically the sword of the floor boss Udeus on the 37th floor. Combining all these things, he was of course able to kill a level 5 Black Goliath floor boss. Now, Bell was only able to activate this because of certain conditions that he was able to meet at that very moment. What they are, we don't know. Alfia, on the other hand, she just activate Limit Off anytime she wants, and this allows her to go from a level 7 to a level 9. Anytime she wants. Now, there are 2 major costs to have this ability activated. The first one being is that she suffers from pretty much every debuff you can imagine and status ailment. Her body feels heavy, she loses eyesight, she loses hearing, she loses all of her senses really. Her body also is inflicted with severe pain throughout it. Pretty much any ailment you can think of is just applied to her. And then on top of that, she also rapidly, at an accelerated rate, gets weaker and weaker until she is so weak that even a low-level adventurer can beat her. But for Alfia, all that is perfectly fine because she doesn't really fight physically, she's a mage after all. And so, she was actually able to combine all of these abilities with one of her spells, a long chance spell, to kill the Leviathan. Don't get me wrong, the Zeus, the Hera, and Poseidon familiars all work together to kill the Leviathan, but she was able to get the last hit on it using her magic and this skill. But once again, this is a major risk because of all the debuffs and accelerated weakening. Because if she fails to kill her target with her magic, she's basically drained of any power she has and she's going to lose. This is what happened when she fought against the Estrella Familia, because they had a magic item created specifically to counter her sound magic. As a result of this, her body gotten so weakened that she was vomiting blood, and she chose to kill herself instead of surrender, to beef herself up to a level 9. Funny enough, it is stated if it wasn't for the fact that Alfia suffered from an incurable disease that was killing her, Gift Blessing might have been able to get her all the way to a level 10. Unfortunately, that'll just never happen. And that is all the skills I'm going to be doing in this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe, give a thumbs up so you can enjoy more Danmachi and my things. Thank you and have a great day.